Hey guys, Zen here, and welcome back. Rainbow Six Siege 2. It's been rumored, debunked, and the developers have said the focus is currently on the live game, but it's never totally been out of the question. Siege players are hungry for the evolution of Siege, and a new game has leaked that could be just that. Also, Ubisoft is dropping Rainbow Six Extraction here very soon, and with it, some crazy news that could make it one of the most popular releases this quarter, and some special surprises if you're a Siege player. But they've also sent over this military-grade Pelican case filled with extraction secrets for us to uncover, and so we must open it up here in this video. And the NFT situation, it's spiraling out of control. But first, Raid Shadow Legends, the greatest mobile game of its time, and today's sponsor. And you guys can use my QR code or links below to go download Raid to your mobile device or PC. Now, here's the 6 heads of the absolutely mental Hydra boss. The head of Blight, it poisons you and creates a poison cloud to protect itself. The head of Torment, it's constantly applying the true fear debuff, and the only way to stop it is by using Veil buffs. The head of Mischief, it actually targets your champion with the most buffs, steals them, and applies them to all other heads. The head of Wrath, once it's hit 15 times, it gets the Vengeance buff that triples its attack power. The head of Decay reverses healing spells for all your champions. And finally, the head of Suffering. With a debuff, every time you attack it, you'll also take some damage yourself. Now, what I like about the game are the PvP arena battles. Queue times can be long in Siege, but jumping into the arena in Raid is super quick, and it's incredibly satisfying putting together a squad of champions with powerful gear to best your enemy. But what's new in Raid? Well, Raid's giving away esport legend and Navi superstar Simple's brand new champion, which is free for both new and old players. Just log in for 7 days between now and January 28th, and he's yours. This month, they're also releasing a bunch of new champions and a new Faction Wars crypt for the Shadowkin. And of course, New Year's events and tournaments, including a special fusion event. So guys, now is a great time to get started. And if you use my QR code or special links, you'll get a free starter pack worth almost $30. You'll get the free champion Tyrell, 200k silver, 1 XP boost, 1 energy refill, and the 1 ancient shard to summon a champion as soon as you get in game. And this is the champion you'll get for free. Your rewards can be found right here in your inbox for the next 30 days only. And that's it. Just use my links and I'll see you in the game. And so first up is Rainbow Six Extraction. This game has really struggled to captivate the audience, but it's the next game in Ubisoft's pipeline, and they've made some massive announcements that could blow this thing up. The first was the price decrease, and I honestly think this was the right call, because as a Siege player, if you played the free Outbreak event, it was really hard to justify the full price tag for an experience that was once just added to the game. And the fact that the game supports full crossplay and cross progression is also a huge perk, because as a co-op game, it's super important to have friends to enjoy the game with, and so being able to squad up regardless of platform really boosts the incentive. But by far, the biggest announcement for this game is that it will be available day 1 on Game Pass. Now, I know not everyone is familiar, but Game Pass is Microsoft's game subscription service where for as little as $10 a month, you gain access to a library of games that you can just download and play. For a long time, it's been considered the Netflix of gaming and also the best value for games in the entire industry. For a long time, I didn't fully understand the value of owning an Xbox, especially as a PC gamer, because there really aren't any true Xbox exclusives anymore. I can play almost every game they publish on PC. My lineup this generation was the PC as the main games machine, the Switch for portable gaming, and the PS5 for exclusives. The thing that forced me back into the Xbox ecosystem was Game Pass. I mean, Rainbow Six Extraction didn't have a ton of momentum behind it. Like, yes, I've always enjoyed my time with it, and I know there were some who were excited, but this Game Pass announcement has set this title on fire. Most people I know with a Game Pass subscription will be downloading this on day 1 and getting involved. And just like most things with Siege, I really believe once people put hands on it, they'll figure out why the Siege mechanics feel so good and stick with both Siege and Extraction. It'll be day 1 on both console and PC Game Pass, so if you're a PC nerd like myself, then it'll be there for you as well. And so I think this is Extraction's best chance at having a successful launch. On a side note, Ubisoft also announced plans to bring Ubisoft Plus to Xbox consoles as well. Now, this is a separate subscription service. It's not a part of Game Pass yet, but that essentially makes Ubisoft's full library of games available via subscription on Xbox, and that's a huge deal. Personally, I think both of these additions are leading up to a potential partnership between Ubisoft and Xbox that would probably mean adding Ubisoft Plus to Game Pass Ultimate, just like EA Play has been there. And if that happens, I don't know, it'll start to create a monopoly for Xbox where they have major partnerships in place with massive publishers like EA and Ubisoft, and they also own Bethesda. And so yeah, day one Extraction on Game Pass and Ubisoft Plus coming to Xbox. And if you're a Siege player and pick up Extraction, you'll get these exclusive gear sets for their respective games. Next is Rainbow Six Siege 2, and here are 3 reasons for the game. Number 1 is Siege being built on an old frame. We've heard time and time again that new Rainbow Six Siege features take a long time because of the technical debts the game has, mostly because it's old. Siege is going on 7 years old, and from a development standpoint, it's gotta be like working with a dinosaur, and even simple things like a streamer mode take years to be added. Number 2 is the current direction. Look, we started with the White Mask Clan and an anti-terrorist unit, and now we're headed into an almost Olympic-like tournament built around teams of operators. There's just nothing bridging that gap, and for longtime fans, it's confusing why any of this is happening at all. A new game built from the ground up to include this new direction would ultimately be more cohesive, and it matters. And then finally, number 3 is competition. There is currently no game that does what Siege does. I know a lot of people are talking about Ready or Not, but that's not Rainbow Six Siege. And because Rainbow Six Siege has no direct competition, it doesn't push super hard for a more reliable and polished experience. And all that could be changing with one of the biggest names in the industry. The next Call of Duty will be Modern Warfare 2, and some early leaks for the game have revealed it'll launch with an experience called Attackers versus Defenders. And listen to see if anything sounds familiar. Players will either attack or defend using hidden locations, booby traps, and cameras. Defenders will be able to fortify their positions around an objective, and destruction plays a major role. This is Rainbow Six Siege. The core around Siege is what this new mode is all about, and it's undeniable where the inspiration comes from. Now, this is not confirmed to be coming. Apparently, it has been developed and was supposed to come with 2019's Modern Warfare, but was scrapped and is now making the rounds as it could be brought back here in the next game. But there is a high chance it does, because Rainbow Six Siege has been in a bit of a lull, and people really want something to be excited about. And if anything, the Siege gameplay is proven. It works, it's engaging, and players keep coming back to it. But there's also something else happening here. Call of Duty doesn't need to focus on making a new battle royale from the ground up like they did back when Warzone launched, and so they need that new core mode to draw people in. This is the perfect experience for them to work on because there's only one key player in the space, and it's something ultra unique. But this is also a good thing for Rainbow Six Siege. With competition like Call of Duty coming in and knocking on the door, it could push Rainbow to be an even better game. Other games that try usually don't have the budget or resources to really stand up to Siege, but COD would, and that really stands out. The only thing that pushes Rainbow Six Siege into new territory right now is Rainbow Six Siege 2, and that's probably not going to happen, and it'd be a huge undertaking if it were. Again, it is a leak, and one that should be taken with a huge grain of salt, but Siege has influence on the rest of the shooters out there, and people are watching. Alright guys, a big shout out to Ubisoft for sending this over, but as you guys can see, this is literally a military grade Pelican case for Rainbow Six Extraction, and we're gonna try to do this one-handed. 2 clips here right in the front, pop those open, and let's see what's inside. We have a little bit of Extraction swag with this clean looking hat. Then we have a lock here. Something going on in there. We'll have to see if we can get the code for that. We have a message from Sausage. Hope you enjoy my design in Rainbow Six Extraction as much as I enjoyed drawing it. Love Sausage. Well, thank you, Sausage. We also have one from OG-san. Hope you enjoy the design I created for Rainbow Six Extraction. I'm sure we all will. We have a patch here. This is probably community made. This looks very, very clean. Sprawl specimen. So Sprawl is the black muck that you'll find on the ground and on the walls in the game. Kind of slows you down. But here we have a specimen for home use. We'll enjoy that quite a bit. Use the blacklight flashlight to uncover notes written by the Rainbow Six team. Looks like a blacklight here. And yes, there are some little hints here. I don't know if you guys can see that. React here, note number of blocks up from the market. I'm gonna have to punch in these here coordinates and try to find my code for my lock. All right, guys, I'm not even gonna lie. This one actually took me a little bit to figure out, but I believe my last number here is 2. And it should open right on up. Thanks Ubisoft for the brain tease. But inside we have a React themed tile device. These always come in handy. And a redeemable token for the Snarky Bloater charm. So guys, that's everything that was in the case. Thanks so much to Ubisoft for sending this one out. And and let's wrap this one up. Finally, for this one, guys, NFTs. We talked about this in a recent video when Ubisoft announced their NFT program called Ubisoft Quartz. But more players are joining the table now, with one of the biggest publishers in the world getting involved. Square Enix announced they have big plans for NFTs in the future of their games, and they hope that they'll be embraced throughout the industry. Now, I'll keep this brief because I know people get a little flustered with this, but NFTs are coming. Ubisoft is going all in, Square Enix has big plans, and Sega is playing a wait-and-see game of waiting to see the reaction before they come out with them. And as a gamer, there's a lot to consider. Square Enix sees it as a way to increase player incentive and creativity, and Ubisoft is looking to create an ecosystem where gamers can buy and sell limited or exclusive cosmetics to other gamers. All I'll say is it's still very early here. There are people on both sides with equally valid concerns, but the reality is that some of your favorite games will have in-game NFTs, and it's really your decision to embrace them or not. But guys, that's our video. If you enjoyed it, toss a like on it, and remember to get subscribed with those notifications. Thanks for watching. Hey, I'm out.